Some games live and die by the story, and that's even more so the case for walking simulators. Games that are more a personal storytelling experience than a mechanic-driven playthrough. And for this reason, this review will be pretty vague. Not determine the gender of a player in a WNBA game vague, but vague nonetheless. Out of respect for the game, I'll limit the video scenes to some of the blander moments, but understand that there's some more interesting content when you play. That being said, I'm Spencer with the Itch Network, and let's review the Stanley Parable. You are Stanley. You work in an office. You with me so far? Good. You find the office is completely devoid of workers, so you go looking. Honestly, if this was the case at my office, I would just leave. But I'm a lazy bastard, so to each his own. Stanley will walk down paths from a first-person view in what seems like a fairly run-of-the-mill office building, while a narrator comments on his movements. If you've ever played Bastion, it's a similar idea, though this guy has a bit more sass. Not sure if it's the British accent, but he just seems a touch edgier. But that's about it. There's no shooting, running, jumping, fighting, none of that. There's almost no clicking, save for a few moments that require it. This is a walking simulator through and through. If this doesn't sound appealing to you, however, just stick with it. For one, it doesn't last long, or at least it doesn't have to, if you don't want it to. Technically, you can complete the game in about 10 minutes or less, but that would be doing it a disservice. The Stanley Parable is about asking yourself why you do what you do, and what a video game really is. It digs into the themes of motivation and following orders. Will you do what the narrator is telling you to do? Or will you ignore his hints and follow your own path? Honestly, you'll probably do both. If you spend an hour with the game, you'll get most of what it has to offer. There are a number of multiple endings, probably more than I think. If you thought I would try to give an exact number, I'm not about to get called out by some neckbeard for not getting this or that right, but there are enough multiple endings here to feel satisfied. And when I say endings, I use the term loosely. I should say the last 2/3, because of how short the game is. It's usually always similar for the first couple of minutes, then you craft an entirely new experience before you start over. There's lots of room for replayability for those who want it, so if you're one of those guys that loves to take his time and get the most out of every game, there's a little more than meets the eye with this one. Oh, and mindfucks galore. The game is $15 on Steam. I say wait for a sale to bring it down to $5. That being said, I'm not the biggest fan of this genre, but this was an experience I certainly didn't regret. The game does a great job of messing with your expectations just enough that I wasn't bored with the lack of gameplay and mechanics I could have gotten elsewhere. I give the Stanley Parable a 5 out of 7.
Hey, thanks for watching. Be sure to give this video a like and comment below. Check us out on twitch.tv/thisistheitch and theitchnetwork.com, where you can check out links to our podcast and our friends at Does This Game Suck? If you have any questions or topics for us, email us at theshow@theitchnetwork.com. And don't forget, we do new videos every week.